Cheating while streaming. How I watched him unravel in real time. I never thought that the click of a go live button would change everything. But there I was on a quiet Thursday night curled up with a bowl of cereal watching his stream like I always did, until I realized something was terribly off. I'm not usually the jealous type, but I've got a gut that knows when something's wrong. And oh boy did it come into full-blown screaming alarm mode. The stream begins. It all started innocently enough. He was playing his usual game, a mix of competitive strategy and casual banter. I cheered him on silently, just one more night of supporting his burgeoning online fame. But then the unexpected happened. A new voice joined in the stream. Not a co-op buddy or a surprise guest. It was a soft, alluring female voice that whispered casually in the background. I rewound the mental clock trying to place the sound. But the timing didn't match any in-game narrative. "Babe, you've got to try this level. Seriously, it's killer," the voice cooed, sending shivers down my spine. I froze. Could that be his voice? No. He always had that deep, slightly husky tone when he got excited over his favorite game. And here was another voice, strangely familiar yet completely unexpected. Chat explosion. I couldn't be sure of it until I looked down at the chat. A mixture of confused what the hecks and edgy trolls filled the screen. My fingers trembled as I typed. "Say hi to the girl you just lost." The words launched into the chat like a flare and the reaction was instantaneous. Dozens of usernames popped up with support, some even emulating my sentiment. "Oye girl, tell him, this is too much tea, spill it, and that's cold. You deserve better." Confrontation behind the scenes. Emboldened by the chat's overwhelming support, I couldn't sit quietly and watch. I opened a private messaging window and fired off a barrage of text to him. My heart pounded as each message was typed out with a mix of disbelief and betrayal. Me, what the hell is going on? Who is that other woman on your stream? Him, almost laughing, "Relax babe, it's just a friend. You know how gaming is." Me, a friend? Really? I heard her calling you babe. That's not normal friend banter. Him, "She's cool, we're just messing around. Don't be so dramatic." Me, dramatic? I'm witnessing your betrayal live and you dismiss it like it's nothing. My words were out, raw and unfiltered. I watched as his chat exploded with a mixture of apologies, memes and even some disgusted emojis. The situation was slipping out of his control, and I felt both vindicated and heartbroken at the same time. The unhinged live dialogue. Things got even more twisted when he tried to smooth things over live on stream, facing the boiling questions in front of a sympathetic audience. The camera zoomed in on his face as he fumbled for explanations. Him, forcing a smile. "Look honey, I told you I'd take you out for dinner after my streams. Today was just a one-off. Work stuff." Unknown voice. The other woman interjecting over the mic, "Work stuff? Babe, don't you know I'm here to support you too? We're a team." Me typing furiously in chat, "Team? The only team here is you and your lies." The dialogue on screen was like watching a derailed train wreck. He tried to balance on a tightrope of half-truths, while the other woman, unabashed and brazen, doubled down every time he faltered. Her tone was playful yet laced with something far more sinister, a promise of more than just casual fun. At one point he even attempted to put the blame on me. Him, "Maybe if you were more fun, more understanding, you wouldn't feel the need to get suspicious." Me, voice cracking, "I'm not the one selling myself out online. I trusted you and you're auctioning that trust off to whoever shouts babe at you." A cascade of betrayals. It wasn't just the live stream that unraveled our relationship. It was every little secret that bubbled up over the years. I scrolled back through old messages, recalling the subtle hints, the late nights with his phone always buzzing, and the vague explanations about collaborations. Now every unsaid word screamed at me with undeniable clarity. The chat records became my diary of betrayal. Users uploaded screenshots, piecing together the timeline of his deceit. What looked like an innocent gaming livestream had turned into a highly interactive exposé. The comments section was filled with theories, support for me and calls for him to step down from his streaming channel. I felt an odd mix of empowerment and despair, as if the universe had handed me both the sword and the wound at the same time. A final confrontation. Determined to get closure, I invited him to a private call after the stream, hoping to resolve what I now knew was a shattered trust. The conversation was a final battleground where every word mattered. Me, "You need to choose. Am I still a part of your life, or was I just another character in your stream?" Him sighing heavily, "I don't know what to say. I really messed up. I thought it was just harmless fun, but now I see how foolish I was." Me, "Harmless fun? You betrayed me in front of everyone. There's no harmless fun in deceiving someone who cares for you." Him, "I never meant to hurt you, I swear. It just happened and now I'm lost. I don't know how to fix this." Me, then learn how to fix it. Understand that trust isn't a spectator sport. It's earned and you just gambled it all away. There were no more dramatic dialogues after that. Just a painful silence that echoed louder than any word we exchanged. I ended the call with a heavy heart, feeling that the final curtain had fallen on what we once called love. Aftermath and healing. Since then I've taken the difficult journey of piecing my life back together, step by tortured step. I changed my username, deleted old photos and rebuilt my online identity away from the shadow of that stream. Friends reached out with their own similar horror stories, and as I read them, I realized that my experience was not isolated. The world of online relationships is as twisted and unpredictable as it is thrilling, and now I wear my scars as badges of hard-earned wisdom. The absurdity of it all, the live evidence of betrayal, and the twisted dialogues playing out in front of a global audience have forever changed me. Yet I also found strength in the chaos. I learned to laugh at the sheer absurdity of the situation. Sometimes, all you can do is turn the drama into a story worth telling on Reddit. If you're reading this and going through your own betrayal or unexpected twists in life, know that the path to healing is often messy, unpredictable, and filled with its own form of dramatic irony. One day you too might look back at your pain with the wisdom of experience, and perhaps even a smirk at how absurd life can be. Stay strong, keep your head high, and let your story be the spark for change. Not just for you but for anyone who feels trapped in someone else's narrative. This is my personal story, shared in the hope that it might help someone else realize their own worth in the midst of chaos.